Hey everyone, good to be with you again this week. As you can see, I'm back in my office, which I'm excited about. It means I have a lot more capabilities to give you a better movie. That's why this week I spent a little bit of time going over Blackboard and how it works. I made a screen capture for you of that to hopefully guide you through the process. It's really as simple as knowing where to find that embed code and knowing how to put it in. But before I get to that, I do want to talk about last week a little bit and this week. I've received all of your final project proposals, and I enjoyed them. Go back into Blackboard where you uploaded them, and you can read my comments. If you have any questions about the comments, please let me know. Always, you can email me, and I think I might even put the email address right along the bottom here. With all of those projects, I like that you're tackling an issue, and one of the best ways to do that, I think, is with what I talk about in the second PowerPoint that I've posted, the Beyond the Inverted Pyramid. We talk a lot about the inverted pyramid with college students, and I guess with high school students as well, because it's a good training, it's a good place for them to start. It allows them to understand how to separate fact from opinion, how to understand how to source the information that they do, how to kind of take themselves out of the picture a little bit, and most importantly, how to organize information in the ways that is best for their audience. That's one of the real virtues of the inverted pyramid. And even when it's kind of fell out of favor, I still taught it because that's one of the things that really makes journalism different from other forms of writing. The goal is very specific. It's to convey information, and to convey information in a quick, efficient way, and in a way that the audience can understand it the best. And I think the inverted pyramid still does that really well. As I say in the PowerPoint too, it's making a comeback, because online especially people are looking for quick information. And even though there's a lot of opinion online, I think that journalism can set itself apart for its factual approach, for distancing itself, or at least sourcing the opinions that it uses. Well, that leads really well into the next section, though, where we talk about how to take what we've learned from the inverted pyramid, how to take, conveying information accurately and quickly to an audience, and expanding on that. For an issue type story, I really like the focus style, or the Wall Street Journal style that I talk about in the PowerPoint. Because in that style, you start off with a very specific example, someone that your audience can relate to, and then you show how that specific person transitions into the larger issue. I find that can be really especially effective for students, who have big ideas, who want to convey to other people how important this school board decision is. But you can't just do that by talking to the school board. You have to find a student that's like them, that's affected like them, and by leading with that, you can really lead them into the story where they'll get a lot more out of it. I think this segues actually too into what we talked about last week with beats. How do we get students interested in the news? How do we get them to see ways in which they can convey that to people? And that's why I like the beat system, because we all have interests, and I think we can find a way to parlay those interests into journalism. Take a student who's really interested in music, for example. He or she probably definitely has favorite bands. Ask them to think about those bands from an outsider's point of view, and describe why that band is so good to someone so that they can understand it. That's why I really like the beat system, because it takes something that students already like, already are interested in, and encourages them to expand on that so that they can explain it factually to an outside audience. If you have any other questions, again, please email me. If you have questions about this screen capture that comes on, I'll take those as well. We've got a couple more weeks before your projects are due, so let's work the bugs out right now before, to save you some stress as the end of the quarter draws nigh. Thanks again, and we'll talk to you next week. Let's first off, here's our story. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this story from Microsoft Word. You'll see that there's actually links that I've created in Word through it. All right, I'm going to copy that story. I'll go back here into Blackboard, and I've already started an entry for it. Before I paste it, I'm going to click on this button here that says Paste from Word. And then I'll take the story that I just copied. If it worked, whoops, sorry. So I'll copy that story, go back here to Blackboard, paste it in this block box after clicking on this Paste from Word button. What that does is it preserves the links. I don't have to go through and recreate the links now. Okay. Then as you can see here, I have a headline. Let's say I want to make that headline a little bit bigger, so I can go ahead, change it to heading 1, maybe heading 2. This byline, I'll make this heading 4. Just the kind of things. And then we have the sidebar down here. We'll go ahead and make that headline heading 2 as well, and the byline heading 4. Okay, just to kind of show us what's going on. Now, if you have photos, I'll show you how to insert a photo quick. Let's say I want to put one right here. Okay, do that by clicking on this button that looks like a tree. It gives you a couple of options. One, you can paste in the URL if the photo is already on the internet. If it's not, I can go here and click on this box, and I can upload it from my computer. So I'll just go ahead and grab one here. Here we go. Today viral. All right. Okay, this is a copy, an image I created for my blog. Seems a little bit big, so I'm going to go in here and click on this Appearance tab. I'm not going to change it. 1,000's too big. I'll just kind of guess at 400. And if I click this Constrain Properties clicked, then it will do the other side for me as well. Now the alignment, as you can see right here, the text is flowing around the left side. I want it to flow around the right side, so I'll change that to right. And then vertical space, horizontal space, and border. That's kind of padding around the image, which is vertical and horizontal space. So I'll usually just add 6, then I always add a 1-point border. Okay, so we'll go ahead and insert it, and there's my image. Okay. And if I decide, I don't like it, I want to change it, I can just click on the image, and I can click back here on the tree button to change some things about it. Let's say, I decided I think I want it to roll around the left side now. So just update it. There it is now on the left side. Okay. As far as for videos, as you can see here, they just have a link to their YouTube video. That's probably going to be the easiest way. There's a couple things that you can try. Like say for example, here on Flickr I have a, let's go back to, so on Flickr I've created some sets. This one's called Fun at Stevens Lake. It's just the pictures that I took. And I can actually make a slideshow of it just by uploading my pictures. And click here on this slideshow button. And there's a slideshow. Now if I click on share, it'll actually give me code that I can embed onto a website. So I'm going to copy this. Make sure I grabbed it. And let's see if I can add it to my Blackboard. All right. The way I do that is you have to click here on this button that says HTML. And then I always just do it at the end because it's easiest to see. So I'll go ahead and paste that code that I copied from Flickr right there into the HTML button box. As you'll see, it adds this yellow box. That's a good sign. That means it probably took. We'll go ahead and save it. Okay. And it's not showing up, but sometimes you have to refresh the page to make it work.